we bring you now to my top five retro games of all time. We are only diving into the Sega Genesis, NES, and the Super Nintendo series. I know a lot of people are telling me, hey, why don't you do a little bit of PlayStation, GameCube, and all that? But that is another series, another video we will be doing much later on. Now, I must warn you, these are only games that I've actually played. There are some games I have not played that may have made this list. And a lot of you guys are going to say, well, he's going to put Friday the 13th. He's going to put Nightmare on Elm Street. Those two did not make the list. Even though they are scary, there are some other ones out there that I do think are just a little bit better than those. Let me know what you guys think when you guys watch this. And if you have a different top 5, I want to know in the comments. But here we go. We're going to start off with number 5 right now. Number 5 on the list is no other than Haunting starring Poltergeist for the Sega Genesis, which we recently played on our Retro Thursday stream. The protagonist, Poltergeist, is a rebellious punk teenager who was killed in an accident involving defective skateboards manufactured by business mogul Victor Sardini. As a ghost, Poltergeist seeks revenge by haunting Victor's home and tormenting him and his family. During the game, Poltergeist frightens Sardini family out of 4 different homes, following which the family Chihuahua transformed into a grotesque blob monster known as Ecto Beast, which Poltergeist must confront in battle at the end. If your ectometer drops to 0, you are sent to the underworld where you can end up dying from various creatures that attack you. Number 4 on our list is no other than Super Nintendo's Super Ghouls and Ghosts, or Sega Genesis Ghouls and Ghosts, which takes the story of Knight Arthur saving Princess Guinevere and the kingdom from the Emperor Sardius, who has cast a spell that has revived the Ghoul realm. The game has 4 difficulty settings, and the player can set up to 9 lives with only 6 continues. The crazy thing in this game, it needs to be beaten twice to really complete the game. After defeating the last Foul Guardian before Sardius in the first playthrough, Guinevere informs Arthur that he cannot kill Sardius without the mysterious weapon named the Goddess Bracelet. It is found throughout the second playthrough, and the game features ghouls, skeletons, and a whole lot of creatures to give you the chills throughout your journey. Number 3 on our list is Nintendo Entertainment System's Maniac Mansion from the 1987 is a graphic adventure that was developed by Lucasfilm Games. The game is a point-and-click interface where the story follows Dave and 6 playable friends who are out to save Dave's girlfriend Sandy from a mad scientist whose mind has been enslaved by a sedative meteor. The game's story was meant to tell a comedic style based on a B-movie cliches. You know, like Killer Clowns, Evil Dead, and others. The game has 5 endings, and each character has a unique set of skills that they can use. The crazy part is all the weird things you can do in the game, like putting a hamster in a microwave, seeing a tentacle monster, and you never know if you get caught when entering a room. Now we get into number 2, the runner-up, which is no other than Castlevania series, which we cannot forget Simon Belmont, the great vampire hunter, unless you watch Captain M the Game Master.
Simon Belmont, vampire hunter, at your service, your loveliness.
The story journeys as you set off to kill Dracula 100 years after your ancestors vanquished him. The game released a follow-up game called Simon's Quest and a prequel, Dracula's Curse, all on the NES. The game features many creatures you take on, and the booze battles feature some of the classic horror movie monsters such as Frankenstein's monster or the Grim Reaper. You are able to pick up power-ups throughout the game, but the most craziest part of the game was the stairs. At times you would think you are safe and fall to your doom, ending your journey. The game is a classic in itself in the horror franchise for all those who love horror movie monsters who set up the world we are in now. The number 1 on our list is one of a more gruesome and eerie storytelling games called Splatterhouse. The game's story features Rick, a parapsychological college major who is trapped inside West Mansion. After his resurrection from the terror mass, Rick makes his way through the mansion, fighting off hordes of creatures in a vain attempt to save his girlfriend Jennifer from a grisly fate. The game features majorly on those Western horror films like Poltergeist, Friday the 13th, and Evil Dead 2. The main thing this game makes it so scary are the bosses and the story in between as you see your loved Jennifer's body being transformed. All the character images from Splatterhouse 3 were actually taken by real life actors. Each game gives you a different story on your quest to save Jennifer, with the third installment including their son who must be saved as well as your loved, lost Jennifer. Different endings and different paths taken sets this game as an instant classic, which if you haven't played it, I recommend you get it on. And there are my top 5 retro games of all time. And I'm telling you now, if you have not played any of them, you need to get on them. Because Maniac Mansion, even though it's a point and click, it is still fun as hell. Simon Belmont in Castlevania is just amazing. I actually got it on my Nintendo Switch, and I want to be playing that on stream very soon for all you. And of course, Splatterhouse, probably the biggest and most gruesome game out there, which even the TurboGrafx 16 version of it actually made it that they had to put a disclaimer on for parents out there to not have their kids play it. I don't understand, like, Poltergeist was such a fun game as well, and it's one of those underrated games that I think that they need to make a remake for it. I would love to play a game like that. And of course, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, we've seen a remake for it, but it's also one of those games that honestly, you could just play it and just have fun. I'm one of those type of guys that love those, 2D side-scrolling type of games. But let me know in the comments what you guys think are your top 5. And of course, like always, like and subscribe because we have a lot more videos coming out. A lot more great streams coming out. You guys have killed it out there, giving me some amazing ideas. I had a lot of fun playing Friday the 13th. We got Super Punch-Out we just did this past week. We have Diablo 4 that we're going to be doing, and a lot of other things that we're going to be coming out with. I can't wait to share it all with you in the next coming months. But my name is Mr. Angry Troll. Of course, always check out our other videos that's going to pop out right now. And like always, let's have fun, enjoy. And I hope you like this video. And let me know what your top 5 retro games are from the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis only of horror. See you soon.